we now need to define a server to connect to. So we need to tell the computer how to actually find the server out on the web, say hello, connect to it, and make it so we can upload files. So we're going to define a server for our food site. You're going to see it's actually going to take us back into the same page that we were in before when we created our site information and accepted a folder. We're then going to be on the servers tab on the left over here, where we then get to identify a server that will host our pages on the web. We're then going to go ahead and add that server. And when we click add server, we get to choose what this says. Now, remember when I told you that there was like an IP address and a port number and things that may have popped up? That's because they're telling us how to locate that file transfer protocol server, FTP, and we're going to be connecting to it. This kind of gets technical, but essentially we're telling the computer where to find the hosting website address and how to connect to it. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and the reason we're using an FTP server is because we're transferring files. We're transferring HTML, CSS, image files, all those types of things to the server. And then anytime a person goes to our website, they're taking a copy of the files from the web server and looking at it on their computer, transferring files. So that's why it's called an FTP server or File Transfer Protocol server, because we're transferring files. The server name is anything you want it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and put Infinity Free. And it is an FTP server. Now, to get the rest of this information, we're going to need to go back to Infinity Free, and I would suggest that you actually go to your client area. In your client area under accounts, and if you aren't on this, you can always go back to accounts and open up the account for your site. You have the ability to see a lot of information, like the FTP details. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy some information. The FTP hostname, ftpupload.net, I'm going to copy and go back to Dreamweaver, and that's my FTP address. The port number is 21, as you saw on the website right here. The next thing is your username. So you're going to go ahead and grab your username, go back to Dreamweaver, and paste that into your username of what you've been given. The next thing you need to do is take your password, which you can show or hide, and you can copy that and then paste it into Dreamweaver. You then want to go ahead and test it out and let it try to connect, which will pop up and say whether or not it was actually successful. If it wasn't successful, contact your instructor so they can help you. The next thing we need to do, and this is one of the most important pieces, is our root directory. And here's why. When we created our website, we then went into the file manager, and one of the things the file manager said and what this web server is requiring is that we do not upload our files directly to this site. So right now we are uploading directly to ftpupload.net, and that's not really working. We need to upload into ftpupload.net/htdocs because they want us to go into this folder. Their web server has a protocol that's going to send them into the htdocs folder, and that's where we want our files to be at. So over here, we're going to change our root directory to be htdocs. And when you do that and click in the next box, you'll see that it will add an htdocs and a backslash at the end saying, first computer, we need you to go to ftpupload.net, then go into the htdocs folders, and then upload my files. Once you have all that and everything works, you're going to go ahead and hit save, and you're going to hit save again on the next site, and go ahead and if you get anything that's about a cache or anything like that, go ahead and hit OK. And then what's important is now you have a bunch of icons that have appeared on your computer. You have the ability to connect to a site, download, upload, refresh, and open in a new window.